He's Stonebraker and he does stuff, yeah. Feel the hum of the wheels out there. Not perfect, but he dares to dream. Hit that subscribe, make that bell scream.
What's up, YouTube? Stonebraker does stuff on a absolutely gorgeous. It's actually pretty warm today. It's like in the high 80s, but I guess I should tell you what day it is. I'm recording this on Sunday, June 28th, 2026. Yes, that's right. Definitely not being uploaded today. I'll probably upload this on like Tuesday or Wednesday, but it's like 5:28 p.m. I had all intentions of making this video much earlier today, but like 3 hours ago, but things came up, and I'm on the Victrip Titan, the 60 amp hour big boy, and it's been over a month since I've been on the bike. If you've watched the videos, the reason I've not been on it is, besides the fact I've got, other bikes, is my buddy accidentally dropped it down on its side and wrecked it. So the clamping part of the folding mechanism of the bike needed to be replaced, and it took them all of 3 weeks to get it to me. Over 3 weeks, like 3.5 weeks. So I put it back on, put it together. I hadn't even really ridden the bike after he rode it. I mean, he was going pretty fast. I'd probably say 25, and the whole left side just fell down. So I took a little ride earlier today just to kind of make sure everything seems to be okay. And luckily, I believe that was the only issue. Some scuff marks, some dirt, small stuff like that that really doesn't have any impact on the bike. But I did notice the handlebar was kind of tilted left. So it was kind of bent. So I had to take the whole thing apart, the stem and the giraffe style handlebar itself, and kind of mess with it. And of course, this is cheaply made. Paul? When I say cheaply made, I don't mean the whole bike, but you gotta cut corners when you got a $1,300 bike that has a huge ass 60 amp hour battery. So the folding pieces they use and stuff are not very high quality. I mean, they work, but I forgot how they worked. So I took it all apart and had to remember how to put it back together. And then the handlebar kept shaking, and I think I eventually got it though, so we are good. I've tested the 7-speed Shimano shifter, just to make sure nothing randomly happened with that, and the gears were messed up. Gears 1 through 7 worked perfectly fine. I did switch the mirror because he did crack the mirror, so I put another mirror on. I made sure I've got them in the correct position, and I did have to raise the handlebars a little bit because I'm so used to the Ebike Ranger, because I haven't been on this bike in a while, that I felt like I had the handlebars so low. And I did feel like I was so super close, because I talked about on the Ebike Ranger, it's a little bit of a reach. Now this one, and again, is part of it's probably just because I'm used to the Ranger, but I definitely don't feel a reach on this. I actually feel like I'm crammed a little bit. So, but I'll ride it a few more miles and I'll go away, just like it always does. But besides testing the Victrip Titan today, this might be the last ride on it, because I'm pretty safe bet that I'm probably going to sell it. Nothing, again, crazy with it or anything. It works fine, but it's just, I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's got a lot of things I like. Obviously, the huge battery. It's got a collared screen, which works fine. The brakes are really good. Nothing just really wrong with it at all, but it is really heavy. And I kind of forgot about how heavy it is when I was trying to even roll it around my apartment. It's just I don't have a lot of room in my house. And it's just such a heavy bike that... And the suspension I've talked about since the beginning I bought this bike is just the suspension is not good at all. It's really loud, it rattles a lot and stuff. And it is a cadence sensor, which for a 60 amp hour battery, I don't mind. I can do pedal assist too, which is what we're on right now, all day on this bad boy. And I do mean all day. If I was to ride this at a 100% charge on pedal assist 2, I'd probably get like 15,000 miles. That's not proven, and I might be exaggerating a little bit, but you know what I mean, guys. Like, you get like miles and miles. That's what this bike is good for, miles and miles. So haven't made up my mind. I took a few pictures of it. This is very similar to the High Knox Trooper when I randomly took pictures one day, just kind of like, hey, I might sell it. And I posted the pictures before I could think about it, and 10 minutes later it was sold. I don't think it'll be that quick with this, but that's where I'm at today. So if you're you like the view on this big red beautiful tomato, this might be the last time you see it. I'll make sure during the ride we get a last look at it. Again, for the money, for the what you're getting, there's nothing wrong with it. I'm just one of those guys, I like change. I've been looking at another bike. I kind of told you about it. I think I told you about it. I may have actually edited it out. So yeah, we'll talk more about that. I've told you guys about the Ingwe L16 that I may be getting in a couple weeks. I should be getting if they get back with me. But there's another bike out there that I'm thinking about purchasing directly myself. Am I going to buy it? I don't know. You just have to stay tuned to the channel. But what I wanted to talk about today, I've kind of talked about this before, but why not kind of talk about it again? I'm assuming if you're watching this video, either you enjoy e-bikes, you enjoy my lovely voice, which I know that's not it. You enjoy looking at arms, hairy arms, terrible $20 tattoos, or maybe you just like looking at small town Indiana because you live in big ass city full of smog, vandalism, and possibly Bigfoot. So whatever it is that has brought you to this, hey Susie, whatever's brought you to my channel, I appreciate it. And I'm always kind of curious, like, I'm assuming you guys like e-bikes as well. So when you're going on YouTube and you're looking for e-bikes, what typically are you looking for? So are you the type that you get on YouTube and you only look for e-bike content when you're serious about buying a bike? So do you get online, do you get on YouTube, and do you look up videos on the specific bike? If you aren't one of those people, or do you just look for any video that has a cool thumbnail? Do you look for any video that the title looks cool? Or, is there a specific type of video that you like? I mentioned this before that there seems to be different levels of YouTube e-bikers and different styles. You've got the ones that clearly YouTube and e-biking has become a business. They put out multiple videos a week, and they're, copy paste, but they're new bikes. They have new bikes a lot. You hardly see them just doing ride videos on one of the bikes they have. You'll see maybe 2 videos on the bike, and then it's done, and then they move on. And I like those videos myself. I can see why people like those type of videos. But then, you also get the people that will just, they have 1 or 2 e-bikes and they just get out and they like to record their rides. Some people don't talk. Unfortunately, I talk too much. And then you got people that will do, music and stuff. But so yesterday I was back here at the park. I told you the carnival is set to start tomorrow. And I was curious when they were going to get here. And I believe we just answered the question. You see all the pukey puke rides, the twirly rides. And then what I personally am excited to check out is all these food stands. So I already see several of them getting set up. Looks like they're practicing some pageant stuff. So all that starts tomorrow. But that's tomorrow. And right now, I'm on an e-bike, so just listen to the noise. This is one reason I'm talking about this bike. You can hear the battery. It's so big, and it is so rattly. Hopefully that came across on the video, but that's kind of one of the reasons why, I'm possibly thinking about selling this bike. I think I can sell it and, for the first time in a long time, not actually lose money, but yeah. So back to what I was talking about. What do you prefer? So do you like, do you like watching the big time YouTubers that, do the copy paste videos? They have new bikes all the time. You get a discount code. They do the brake test, the hill climb. Sometimes they'll do a range. videos, stuff like that? You know, or do you just like the everyday people that have a YouTube channel for fun? They get out and ride like I ride and ramble on. I'm just always curious, like, what brings people to a YouTube channel? What are you looking for? I'm assuming most people probably like a combination of everything, you know. And what I don't like is riding this e-bike on this part of the trail right here. This isn't even the worst part, so we're definitely not going to continue on this because the suspension is just no bueno. If you don't mind noises and stuff, then maybe bueno, but I just can't take it. So, like right here, like I feel like I just had an earthquake below my feet. Hopefully we can get past these last few spots here and go back to Smoothville. Oh my God, it's so loud. But those things always, you know, I'm curious, like, what brings people to my channel. I'm curious, is it YouTube, you know, bringing up the videos, suggesting it? Are you watching another video and it comes up? Do you randomly type in the keywords? I'm always curious about that. And there's just so many different forms of e-bikes on YouTube, so many different types of videos and stuff like that. So yeah, leave a comment down below if you understood anything of what I just said. I kind of stretched it out as long as I could, but, and you know, you're not gonna hurt my feelings. If you tell me that you're the type that you do like watching those big time YouTubers that have a new bike all the time, and like I said, I like that too, because there's often times where I'm looking at bikes to buy personally, and of course I go to YouTube to see reviews or watch videos, and a lot of those big time YouTubers will have something on that bike, so it really helps me. But also, you know, take what they say with a grain of salt, most of them, especially if they get the bike free, which most of them do. You know, obviously they're not gonna just love on it, they're not just gonna hug it nonstop for 25 minutes. But I have just seen a lot of those people skip over certain things that I feel like they should talk about, or if they do talk about it, it's just an afterthought. Some things like, you know, brakes, the Apus M1 Pro. I saw a few videos on that, and like all you seen them talk about was the speed and the fastest e-bike under 1,000. Well, they didn't talk about the brakes being dog shit. They didn't talk about the death wobble that I had and other people had. So it is what it is. But I'm always super curious about that. You know, I always want to try to improve my channel too. So I don't think I can ever be the type of dude that gets a bike and they're like, all right, guys, we're going to go out here. We're going to go on our hill test. We're going to do this. We're going to hit all these marks right here. And then we're going to go back and compare it to the last 57 videos I did. Like, that is not, there's a hat right there. I should have just took it and wore it. I'll never do that. I can almost guarantee that. But like, if there is some parts where like you are curious about, okay, how good do the brakes do? You know, what is a top speed test? Things like that. I can do that. I do enjoy range test videos, and I've got about 3 of them that I probably need to make. You know, I always feel awkward when I'm riding my e-bike right here on this road. I think some kids were honking at me on e-bikes. There we go. I got horned. I couldn't remember if I had a horn or not, so hopefully those kids heard me horning back at them. Never thought I would say that, horning back at kids, but I just horned back at some kids that horned at me. So what I would say, me personally, is I watch between e-bike videos and professional wrestling videos and the random video about an old TV show or something that I'll come across. You know, I would probably say that e-bikes are definitely in my top 3 most search items in YouTube. You know, fat tire e-bikes, e-bike reviews, best e-bikes, and then of course, you know, just looking up specific e-bikes. But, you know, I would probably say, me personally, I watch a lot of review videos, and I'm not looking at how many seconds it took to do a brake stop. I'm not looking at top speed where they show the bike going 35 miles an hour and try telling you it goes 35 miles an hour when you can clearly see they're going downhill and you clearly know that that bike goes 28. Things like that. But I will watch it just because I like to see, like, you know, how the bike looks when it's assembled. I like to see, is the person that having to stretch a lot, you know, thoughts on the seat. I like looking at the controls, things like that. Let's pass these kids here. So yeah, back to this trail here. This part is going to be paved eventually, and the end goal is to make it go through the whole river, but they ran out of money, and like, oh, this is so muddy. This is terrible. Of course, the kids got to park where it's less muddy. Let's just go real slow. But at some point, it's going to go over the whole river, and then, like, in a perfect world, they would have a trail on the other side of the river that would loop around and then come back into town off of the main bridge. That's like wishful thinking, though, because they'd have to purchase the land, and I know that's definitely not something that right now they're able to do. But, you know, who knows? It took them about 10 years to finish this part of the trail, so hopefully it's not going to take another 10 years to, you know, at least complete this. I think with people seeing, like, how nice it is, I think the funding will come pretty quickly. See if we can get a look over here. Definitely nice. You know, it's a nasty Wabash River water, but, you know, it's cool to be up high and see some stuff. And here you guys can see where they've stopped right now. All right, let's see if I can turn around here. Hi. See if I can give you guys a look here. Yeah, pretty cool. So this makes me want to buy another drone just to come out here and fly my drone and scare people, not knowing what this devilish device is that's flying near them really high. I wish they put some benches there. I'm sure eventually they'll look into something like that. But yeah, this is nice. Just a video to get out here, you know, possibly one of the last rides on the huge 60 amp hour Victrip Titan S 20x4 e-bike. Works as it should. Glad to know that after my buddy dropped it, which we can actually show you where he dropped it right here. Hopefully we don't recreate it, but he was going right here. I think he was no-handed, and he was trying to, like, not to hit that, and just boom. So things happen, but the bike seems to work fine. There's a little bit of noise, like, from the back when I hit the back brake, like some gurgling noise. I think, like, now I try to do it, I don't really hear it, but anyways, yeah, if it's anything, I'll look into it a little bit. But yeah, guys, obviously, you know, if you've discovered e-bike videos on YouTube and you watch more than one and you stick to a few people, there's got to be some type of format. Hi. You know, format, style, presentation you like. I know a lot of people also like the real fancy videos with all the different drone views, the Insta360 where you can see the person and all that. And I don't blame them. Those are pretty cool as well. But I know a lot of people just like this, where, you know, you just see the hands and stuff. I just wanted to get out here first off and just make sure the bike is good. I think it is good. Gear shift, everything seems to function fine. I would be confident selling this bike. Am I going to sell it? I don't know. We'll see. But I took pictures, and once I take pictures, if I upload it, if I get a response pretty quick, it's usually hard for me to change my mind. But we'll see if that happens with this bike. So, all right, guys, thank you for spending your time helping me waste my time on the Victrip Titan S, possibly for the last time. I'm gonna finish my ride. It's super cool in here. The temperature drops like at least 10 degrees. So I'm gonna finish this up, and I'll see you in the next one.